What's up, guys? Next week, specifically Monday, January 11th, we're going to know what Arcade1up is bringing out in 2021. And we know it's new products and we know it's new categories. Until now, that's all we've known. Now, over the past couple days, John from Arcade1up has leaked some hints, or he's dropped some hints. I got to tell you, when I look at these, I come up a little empty-handed on most of them. I want to go through, share with you what I'm thinking these might mean, and then I want you guys to tell me what you think too in the comments, because our best chance is going to be solving this as a group. But really, we won't know for sure until Monday. And I got to say, too, a good hint on something like this, you're not really trying to spoil your launch. You're going to make it kind of hard to guess. You're going to pick out some weird, minute detail about something, make the hint about that. And I wouldn't expect these to be hints where it's super obvious what it is. But there are a couple that kind of seem obvious to me. But let's go through them. First one, well, it's as clear as it gets, more PacMan. Now, he could be joking. There's no new PacMan that's going to get announced because they got a lot of crap last year for doing 8 million PacMan cabs, and it would be kind of an obvious joke to make. So that's an option. The other option is they actually are bringing PacMans. Now, last year when Miss PacMan first leaked, it was a prototype with a fully recessed cabinet where the control panel and the the control panel and the monitor were both tilted in at the same angle, just like the old school machines, like an old school Galaga, a real hardware Galaga, a real hardware Miss Pac-Man, the way they were actually designed originally. It looked awesome. I covered it. I was super excited about it. And then, of course, when it came to stores, they went with their usual where the monitor is almost completely upright and there's that harsh angle between the control panel and the monitor. So I was a little disappointed by that. Well, I noticed that soon after that, or some point after that, John D did say they are looking into ways to do the fully tilted control panel and monitor. So it's something they've looked at. It's something they were thinking about. And this was after they launched the regular Miss Pac-Man that we all know of today. So if you're going to reformat that and really make it arcade authentic, then that would be a reason to launch another Pac-Man table or another Miss Pac-Man. So I wouldn't be shocked if that's what we got. But that's a little bit of a conspiracy theory, a little bit of a stretch, I know, but that's me being hopeful. I'd really like to see them do that arcade authentic. I think it would be a terrific excuse to launch yet more Pac-Man, which I know Arcade1up wants to do. We know they sell a lot of those units. All right, the next hint is Storm. And on Facebook, the hint was a little different. It was Violent Storm. And I think the Facebook hint came first. And they did just Storm on here. Violent Storm was a game from Konami, I believe. So it could be just Violent Storm, but why would you make the hint the name of the game? It just doesn't make sense to me. Probably the most obvious thing for Storm would be X-Men, and in fact, if you look at the replies on Facebook, especially on Facebook, but also on Twitter, you're going to see a lot of people talking about X-Men. We also see an MVC2. That would be an option, but I don't think they're going to announce that. They've still got MVC1 coming. John said before MVC2 is probably a couple years out, so I don't think it's that. It could for sure be X-Men. The other option is it's Tempest. We know Tempest is coming soon. Tempest is a Violent Storm, right? So that could be what it is. So I think that hint number 2 is either going to be X-Men or Tempest reskin 12-in-1. I hope it's X-Men. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of a Tempest cabinet, but I really like the idea of an X-Men cabinet. I think that'd be a lot more popular. Next one, Mission Control Center Forever. I am drawing blanks on this one, guys. I do not know what this means. Now, does it mean Missile Command? Maybe. Does it mean a cabinet with Missile Command on it? Maybe. Could it be a reference to the new Tempest, like Red Sea Gaming here on Twitter is saying? It could be. I don't know. None of those quite feel right to me. I'm not sure what this is. Really not. So I don't know. I haven't seen any good suggestions online of other people saying, hey, I think it's this. You guys tell me what you think. Mission Control Center Forever. What does that sound like? Does that implicate some other arcade game that I'm just not thinking about? Next is Game of Thrones. What do I really think this is versus what do I hope it is? Well, what I really think it is a Dragon's Lair cabinet. And a lot of people say that in the comments. Dragon's Lair. We know they're working on Dragon's Lair. Dragon, of course, Game of Thrones. In a way, it's a little bit of a stretch. It wasn't really a show about dragons, but dragons were a key player. What do I hope it is? Stern did a really nice pinball table for Game of Thrones. And it's not something that Zen has the rights to, but, you know, Zen could acquire the rights, and maybe they have behind the scenes. I'm telling you that HBO licensed Game of Thrones is not as valuable as it was a couple years ago. They're probably pretty eager to license that thing out wherever they can. It could be that. I don't think it's that. I think it's going to be Dragon's Lair. All the stars are aligned. John was real clear about Dragon's Lair is coming soon. And they're probably eager to take the wind out of the sails a little bit from iArcade, which did a really nice looking Dragon's Lair decal set for their cabinet. So that's all I got here. If you guys have other thoughts, let me know. Really, it could be any medieval themed cabinet. And obviously there are a bunch of those. Next up is 1972 as the hint. And here's the thing. John does this on Facebook and on Twitter, so I know it's on accident. He implicates Cyrus Rosenberg. The Miley Cyrus was an accident. If you look at Facebook, he's tagging Cyrus Rosenberg, who's an employee at Arcade1up. Retro Ralph, Console Kits, Justin Wong, Arcade1up. And Happy New Year. And, it's 9 days out from Happy New Year at this point, so does this have something to do with the New Year? I don't know. Justin Wong is known for fighting games, so there's that. 1972 was the year Pong released, as a lot of people point out in the comments. So it's possible that this is Pong. Do I think it's Pong? No. No, I don't. I don't think Pong would really sell numbers. I know that's a well-known game, but I don't see people rushing to buy a Pong arcade cabinet. Now, do they have the rights to Pong? Yes. They were involved with the Pong Junior unit, which itself, I'm guessing, hasn't sold very well. But that's just me guessing. I don't know that for sure. And then we can look at this list of every arcade title that came out in 72. There are not a lot of big names here. Obviously, Pong's here, like I mentioned. There are a lot of Gottlieb pinball tables, but I don't know why they'd be interested in licensing Gottlieb right now. There is a bowling pinball table that came out this year that is from Bally. Bally, of course, known to have worked with Zen, so that's a possibility, but it's not really a big name title. I don't see them making, if they did do another pinball for Bally, I don't think they'd revolve around Bowline. So I don't know if 1972 is necessarily the year. I feel like there's something else to it. It just doesn't make sense to me that it would be a title from 1972. Although he does say Happy New Year. So that, suggests maybe this is about the year, in which case the only title here that makes sense to me is Pong. I'm just going to be really surprised if they drop Pong on people. I feel like they're moving into the future a little more than that, but I don't know what to make of it. I can't think of any arcade titles that reference the year 1972. But again, that's what crowdsourcing is for. So if you guys have ideas, let me know. That's everything I got for you right now. I want to hear your predictions for what they're going to be dropping based on these hints. And then we're going to be back Monday to talk about the actual announcements. And I'll give you my commentary about what I like, what I don't like. Hopefully we get some real fire. And I suspect they are going to bring some fire. I think they're going to bring some real heat to the table. But let's wait and see. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoy the video, do hit that like button, and I'll talk to you soon. Hey, consider hitting that join button to support the channel. And thanks so much for watching.